Sometimes you just need a little motivation to start your day out right. And let me tell you, there is nothing more motivating than hearing the stories of women who have done the work and seen massive results in their own lives. And that's why in today's very special episode, I thought it would be so cool to read to you the winning essays from our recent 1-year anniversary essay contest. Because let me tell you, they are awesome and so inspiring. So guys, get your tissues ready because this one is going to touch you to the core. Welcome to the Ditch the Carbs podcast, brought to you by Thinlicious. I'm your host, Ruth Sukup, and here we'll talk about everything from the science of weight loss and metabolic flexibility to practical tips for making your health a priority in the midst of a very busy life. It's the perfect blend of insightful education, practical application, and good old-fashioned motivation. So buckle up, friend, because it's about to get real. Hey there, and welcome back to the Ditch the Carbs podcast. Once again, my name is Ruth Sukup, and I am the founder of Thinlicious and the Thin Adapted System, as well as the New York Times bestselling author of 7 books. And if you've been listening to this podcast for a little while, you may know that here at Thinlicious, we recently celebrated a pretty big milestone, our 1-year anniversary of founding this company and our program. And over the past year, we have had a front seat to some pretty incredible and inspiring weight loss transformations. And honestly, as a business owner, I can't even begin to tell you how cool it is to see people actually achieving the results that you set out to help them with. There's nothing like that. I've been in the online space for a long time now, almost 15 years, guys. I'm like the old lady of the internet. And I have loved all of the different things that I've done. I've loved helping women get organized at home and better manage their time through my Living Well Spending Less brand. And I've also loved helping so many people create successful online businesses through Elite Blog Academy. But helping people transform their health here at Thinlicious, I'll tell you, there is nothing that compares to that because our health is so central to everything else that we do. If you don't look and feel your best, it is really hard to show up for the rest of your life. You're tired, you're less confident. Sometimes you're just going through the motions instead of really living your life. And so in celebration of our 1-year anniversary, we thought it would be really fun to invite our customers to share their own transformation stories. And let me just tell you that the response we got to this essay contest was absolutely incredible. Seriously, we had so many people write in with such inspiring essays that actually choosing just 5 seemed almost like an impossible task. And I am not going to lie, I bawled my eyes out on almost every single one, which made it really hard to get through them all. And I'm not a crier, guys. I am not a crier. And they touched my heart so much. And I am so grateful that so many of you took the time to share your stories. I can't even tell you how much it meant to me. But today, I want to introduce you to our 5 winners by reading each of their stories. And I am going to try to get through them without crying, but I'm not making any promises. So let's just dive in because it's going to take a while. All right, first up is Tammy Matthews. Here is what she wrote. My name is Tammy, and I was an obese 48-year-old. After my husband passed away, my health was the last thing on my mind, and I really let myself go. But one day I was grocery shopping alone, and my knees and legs started hurting so bad that I wondered if I could make it to the next aisle, much less the car. In my mind, I started planning for when I fell. How would I get back up? Who was I going to call for help? Thankfully, I made it to the car without falling. But then my thoughts turned to a personal scolding. You should take better care of yourself. You need to lose weight, exercise more, and eat better. You need to try something. I researched several programs and decided on Weight Watchers. I committed to 6 months, but knew it would take longer to lose 60 pounds. After the second month, I had lost 2 pounds and was hungry and discouraged. I had been following Ruth Sukup and heard she was putting out this new weight loss program, Thinlicious. The program was only for 28 days, included a meal plan with recipes that sounded like me. The program was affordable, and I knew I could commit for 28 days. And more importantly, we were supposed to learn how to eat for the way we live. I immediately signed up and paid to cancel Weight Watchers early. I was worried about the ketogenic aspect because the only thing I knew about keto was that you eat a lot of bacon and eggs. I hate bacon, and I'm not crazy about eggs. While preparing food to start, I found myself getting frustrated, but deep down, I knew it was not the recipes or the mess I was making. I was really scared because I felt like my life was depending on this. I was nervous about pricking my finger, but even more terrified of the results of the blood glucose reading. I was certain diabetes was in my future and figured at some point pricking my finger would be mandatory, so I might as well practice. But by the end of the first 28 days, I had lost 16 pounds and was incredibly happy with the results and all the amazing food. Like most people, weight loss was my primary goal, but it did not come off in the places I wanted at first. The first time I noticed a difference was when I slipped my foot into a wedge shoe with an ankle strap that I never adjusted. You guessed it, I lost weight in my ankles first and had to adjust the strap smaller. I was overwhelmed by the measurements my scale tracked and stored because they were all displayed in red, which translated to high, obese, or excessive. I was always conscious of my stomach, and seeing the visceral fat rated excessive was heartbreaking. It was like a news headline that had exposed to the world that what I had tried so hard to keep covered. But now I just smile and giggle as those numbers turn to yellow almost and green acceptable ranges. I remember previously feeling like a ping pong ball in a square hole visiting a public restroom. It was normal to squeeze, lean, and suck in just to get out the door. I almost cried the day I realized I was not fighting the walls anymore. It was exhilarating as my clothes became too big, but that caused anxiety over what to do with them. My mind was telling me to keep the clothes because I might need them one day. I kept the clothes for several more months, but as part of my determination to succeed, I finally got rid of everything. Not only did I gain closet space, but it was an incredible boost to my mindset. This action solidified my commitment to myself and renewed my determination to be healthier. Thinlicious has taught me so much about mindset and its power. In the past, I thought I lacked willpower, but now I realize my mindset was wrong. Early in the course, they talked about trusting our bodies. I remember thinking, how am I supposed to trust myself when it comes to food? It's what got me here in the first place. After doing this program for a year, getting through all the holidays and experiencing life's ups and downs, that trust is developing. Through the Thanksgiving and Christmas holidays, I was not as strict as myself as in the beginning. I allowed myself grace, which was another thing discussed in Thinlicious. I also allowed for those yearly treats. And sure, I gained 6 pounds back, but now not only do I know how to get them off, but I also have gotten them off. Now, after a stressful day, I don't feel the need to go through the drive-thru and order all the comfort foods. I don't have the uncontrollable cravings like I did in the past. Because of this program, I have become more confident in reading nutrition labels and menus, which enables me to make better choices and enjoy real food. These choices have not only led to less brain fog, better sleep quality, and increased energy, but also shown me how sustainable this lifestyle is. My plan now is to get to phase 3, the maintenance part of the program. I have lost 46 pounds, and I am confident I will get to where I want to be. More importantly, I have never felt like I did that day grocery shopping, and I no longer see diabetes in my future. All I can say is a big thank you to Ruth and her team for helping me regain my health and confidence. Tammy, we are so proud of you. We are so proud of you and so incredibly proud of the progress that you've made this past year. You have rocked it. And thank you for sharing your story with us. One down, 4 to go, guys. Next up is Anita Burns. Here is what she wrote. I can sum up what Thinlicious means to me in just one word, healthy. But please allow me to elaborate. H equals happy. I am much happier since I started my Thinlicious journey. Every day I look in the mirror and smile. I am actually astonished that the thin person looking back at me is actually me. I used to avoid mirrors. Now I can't wait to see myself. I have found that starting my day with a smile puts me in a good frame of mind to deal with life's daily stresses. Seeing how far I have come really inspires me to keep going. E equals energized. I have so much more energy now. My dog is loving my Thinlicious life because he gets to go on daily walks instead of just being put out in the yard like before. But the best thing is I don't get short of breath anymore. This is a huge win for me. Also, I can't remember the last time I needed a nap to get through the day. Even my house is cleaner. Not that I suddenly enjoy cleaning, that would be a miracle, but energetic, Thinlicious me is inviting people over, and that motivates me to clean. A equals A1C. My A1C and fasting glucose levels are back in the normal range without medication. In fact, all of my blood work is better than it has been in my entire adult life. My doctor is thrilled. She has become my cheerleader and is encouraging me to stick to the low-carb lifestyle. That is not a problem. L equals low-carb cooking. It took me a while to wrap my head around the high-fat, low-carb concept, but I trusted the Thinlicious process and I have never looked back. There is a whole new world of low-carb recipes out there that I am just beginning to discover. And bonus, my teenage son actually likes my cooking now. I can't make the easy sausage balls fast enough to keep up with his appetite. It is amazing to me how I can eat so much delicious food and still lose weight. T equals trying on clothes. My mother-in-law loves to take me shopping for my birthday. She very generously buys me a new outfit each year. It gives her great joy to do this, but the annual trip has always filled me with dread. Now that I'm at a healthy weight, I find that I don't mind the fitting room. There are so many clothing options for me now that I never had before. Who knew I would finally enjoy figuring out my personal style at age 55? H equals hope. The future looks hopeful to me now. Thinlicious has given me the tools and skills to maintain my weight loss and my health. I absolutely know that I can handle any diet interruption, vacation, illness, etc. that life throws at me. Sure, I may gain a pound or two short term, but I am in this for life, a long, healthy life. I look forward to playing with grandchildren in ways that I was never really able to play with my son. I may even buy myself a bike. And Y equals yes. I say yes to things now. Walking with a friend? Yes. Go out to dinner? Yes. I can find something low carb at any restaurant. Dancing with my husband? Heck yeah. We're learning to salsa and I love it. Cocktails at a friend's pool? Of course. I'll bring the sausage balls and meet you there. So good, right? I absolutely loved Anita's creativity and her story. And while she didn't mention this in her essay, I should add that over the past year, Anita has actually lost 63 pounds. It is amazing, Anita. We are so incredibly proud of you. Thank you. Thank you for sharing your story. Our next winning entry was from Kathy Boosman, who kept it short and sweet. Here is what she wrote. My journey started on June 22nd, 2022. I knew I needed to change, so I was going to give it a try. But having never lost more than 10 pounds before, I was not optimistic, and I didn't take any before photos. My first memory as the scale went down was that there was clearly something wrong with the scale. This couldn't be real, but I had to buy a belt. Then other amazing moments happened as this journey continued. I found out that I had cheekbones again. I needed clothes, but had no idea what size to buy. My entire closet got cleaned out and those large clothes were removed from the house. I'm not planning on eating them again. I had eaten whole foods before, so I was used to cooking and enjoying good foods. But now I was eating good foods and losing weight. I did not have to give up my dairy, but instead got to have whipped cream. I worked the recipes around my food dislikes, but had no trouble finding lots of good recipes. Even when eating out, there was the next best choice. My mindset is this is my way of eating, and I can always find something good to eat, or I make the next best choice. The science behind this way of eating was so interesting, and I am learning more every day. Today, I am down 66 pounds with a goal of 14 more. It is amazing the difference in my energy level now and how much more fun it is being in the garden and yard now. I can go up and down stairs and my knees don't hurt. After coming down 3 to 4 sizes, people do not recognize me as I have not been this weight in 30 years. But the best change is that food no longer controls my thoughts. I used to constantly be thinking about what can I eat now in an hour, and if I went too long without eating, I would get hangry. Now I do a 16-8 intermittent fast. Not only that, my A1C is down and my fasting insulin is way down. I am much healthier in mind and body. Thank you for giving me this new improved life. Kathy, we are so proud of you and so proud of the amazing changes that you've made this year. Thank you so much for sharing your story and congratulations on your success. It's absolutely amazing. Okay. All right. We're doing good, guys. Doing good. Haven't started crying yet, so maybe I'll make it through. Our fourth winner was Tammy Wieland, whose story was incredibly touching. Here's what she wrote. I have been doing all of Ruth's programs for years, Living Well, EBA, Activate, and trying to get motivated, but I wasn't really all in. I was so excited during every lesson about each step, but I just couldn't find the energy to carry through on my goals. When I heard about Thinlicious, I was so ready for a change. I felt like I had lost all control of my life for 2 decades, and I wanted it back. In 2003, I was commuting to work with my husband. My office was 30 miles from home. His new job was 60 miles. He would drop me off at a gym that had 24-hour access. I'd work out, shower, and walk to work. I was 40 years old and healthier than I had ever been in my entire life. We were busy with 2 teenage sons, involved in community activities, renovating a 75-year-old house, and living the American dream. One afternoon, I received a phone call from our son's high school. Our 18-year-old senior athlete had collapsed and an ambulance was on the way. Then came the helicopter, then multiple surgeries. He had a stroke and suffered a significant brain injury. I slept in a chair for weeks in the neurotrauma ICU and months in rehab. I prayed and prayed and prayed. I am so grateful for the grace God gave me and for a faith that never wavers. My son struggles with disabilities, but has overcome so much. In the beginning, his needs were great, and we were also trying to carry on a normal routine with our younger son. I truly did not have time or energy for exercise, truly. But then life got a little more normal. I got my rhythm back, but not my focus. I seemed to have time for Netflix and cheese popcorn, and then came Facebook. I gained a few pounds, and then 10, and then 20, until I just felt lousy. I knew I needed to move more and eat less. And I like healthy food. I love to cook and can make delicious meals that are nutritious, but I just couldn't get started. I cook most of our family meals, so as vegetables were replaced with pasta, my husband also put on some weight, though he was probably more disciplined than me and it didn't show as much. When Thinlicious was introduced, I honestly said I wasn't going to be sucked in by Ruth's awesome marketing. You're my hero, Ruth. I was having some envy. You were starting another venture and I couldn't get anything completed. Slowly, my mind started to shift as I read more and researched outside the program. I started reading and listening to all things Thinlicious. Then I asked my husband if he would like to try the program with me, and he agreed, which shocked me. We never do things together. We planned to start, but then July 4th was coming, then our anniversary, then vacation. I was stocking up on all the pantry items, printing recipes. Finally, we picked a date, the beginning of September, and committed to get started. We were hooked immediately. Within days, our energy level increased. We weren't hungry and always wanting to snack. We loved every recipe we tried and started tweaking our own favorites, with Thai food on cauliflower rice being a winner. I've enjoyed learning to cook with different ingredients and haven't had any difficulty with sweeteners. One day, I was halfway down the stairs and I realized I was moving faster. I just felt more steady. This was only 1 week in. I know it was the decreased inflammation. I've been in ketosis regularly, and if not, I know why. We got some pushback from family at some gatherings. They wondered how we could enjoy good restaurants. We ordered lobster and steamed broccoli. By then, we were starting to lose weight, and people were getting curious. The awesome Thinlicious community kept me motivated. I've learned so much in the Facebook group just by reading about others' experiences. We always host Thanksgiving, and we used so many Thinlicious recipes, and everyone loved them. We had been on the program for a few months by then, and our family was amazed to see the progress we were making. I have lost 54 pounds. My husband has lost 45 pounds. Combined, that's a whole human. I am that person that keeps those favorite jeans because to donate the tight clothes would be surrendering. I have a closet full of clothes that I now love again. I wear belts. I bought new underwear and enjoyed it. My boobs are gone. That's the only drawback. My husband is costing me a fortune because he didn't keep his skinny clothes. I had stopped looking at my body in the mirror. I wasn't getting on in the scale. I hated shopping for clothes. Last month, I went to the pool the first week it was open. My husband and I hiked around the peak of Pilot Mountain. We're running around the yard with our son's puppy. We plan outings that aren't at a restaurant. The cost of pantry staples can be pricey, but we have made up for it by skipping all the junk food takeout that had become a habit. We plan ahead by bringing keto dishes to share with friends, but we eat non-keto sometimes too. We've been to weddings, festivals, and parties. If we go off track, we do it with moderation. We both know that we can commit to this plan for the long term. It really is a lifestyle change. It takes some planning, but it's been so easy with the amazing support and resources of the Thinlicious team and members. We just can't thank you enough for giving us our life back. With sincere appreciation from both of us. Oh, Tammy, I love that you and your husband were able to do this together and just find your groove as a couple again. You guys have both been through so much, and we are so proud of you. Thank you for sharing your story. And last, but certainly not least, we have Debbie Mush, who I know I'm saying her name wrong, and I'm so sorry, Debbie, for mispronouncing your name. But Debbie Mush, who definitely takes the prize for the number of pounds lost in our program so far, at least that we know of. And her essay absolutely had me crying, but also laughing out loud. Here's what she wrote. It feels like I have known Ruth Soukup for years. She has been inspiring me in countless ways since I first found her. Ruth has a no-nonsense way of telling it like it is and always makes me feel like she's speaking directly to me. She's raw, she's imperfect, and she's real. That's why I knew when she announced she was starting Thinlicious, I trusted her fully. I never dreamed it would change my life the way that it has. I didn't take the before pictures or record my measurements. I was ashamed and embarrassed. I didn't want to share with anyone that I was going to try another weight loss program that I would probably fail at. I wish I could go back and hug my old self and whisper, this is going to be different. What I really wanted was for someone to give me a list and say, here is what to do and how to do it. Instead, I got loads of information in manageable chunks that really made sense to me. Each lesson was so full of things that I needed to hear. Not everything I learned about dieting up till then was true. And what an eye-opener it was when I applied the things that I learned from Ruth and Dr. Edie and the pounds started to come off. Setting goals was hard for me because I didn't always believe in myself. But I felt that Ruth believed in me, so I wrote in my planner in ink that I was going to lose 25 pounds. When I crushed that goal quicker than I imagined, I treated myself to a new bottle of perfume. I noticed fewer aches and pains, and I was sleeping better. It was getting easier to say no to sugary foods, even though people around me were still eating them. I still went out for dinners with friends and family, but chose different foods than I used to. I could eat plenty of delicious meals and never feel like I was depriving myself, and I always ate when I was hungry. At 35 pounds lost, fireworks went off for me. What if I did more of the things and stopped being so afraid to fail? I started tracking macros, bought the Keto Mojo, and stuck myself in the finger so I could learn more about how to get and stay in ketosis. I lost almost 50 pounds and I was stuck. The scale wouldn't budge. So I went back and re-listened to all the lessons, and different things applied to me now. Eat more fat to lose fat? Nope, that makes no sense. But everything else they shared has worked, so I tried it. And before you know it, I was past my goal of 50 pounds. I bought myself a new purse and sassy glasses like Lisa wears. The bloat was gone. No more antacids or night sweats. I could get up the stairs easier. People were noticing and encouraging me. And best of all, I had energy. I had so much energy that when no one was looking, I cranked the tunes and danced around like a fool. It felt so damn good. My body was telling me I needed to move, so I added in some exercise. People were telling me low carb eating is bad for me. I need to stop this unhealthy way of eating. You know you're going to gain all that weight back when you eat normal again, right? I don't have time for that negativity, damn it. I'm doing this thing and it's working for me. It truly is a mindset, and when the mind and body start working together, magic happens. I started intermittent fasting and noticed lots more good things happening to my body. Getting permission to skip breakfast and only eat between the hours of noon and 8 p.m. felt like it was too good to be true. This is the easiest thing I ever did. Losing 75 pounds seemed unreal to me, but it happened. And I rewarded myself with earbuds so I could listen to more lessons and podcasts and keep learning. I carry bits of information I learned from Ruth with me, and I think of them throughout my day, and it feels like we are in this together. My face is thinner, my hair is healthier, my skin is clear and glowing. I have curves, my caboose is gone, no more pain or inflammation. The pain relievers and antacids in my medicine cabinet have been replaced with nail polish, face masks, a new skincare routine, and even contacts. I can sit comfortably in a regular chair and even cross my legs. A regular bath towel fits around my body and I can tuck it in. My husband looks at me differently. My seatbelt fits. My confidence is growing. My mind is clear. Hugs feel better than ever. I don't hide from the camera anymore. I can polish my own toes. My love life is super. I weigh less than what it says on my driver's license. My clothes are 4 sizes smaller and I feel amazing. Soon I will be able to say I have lost 100 pounds the Thinlicious way. Now my family meal preps with me and their support is priceless. My husband has lost over 25 pounds without hardly trying. I'm still losing and feeling better about myself every day. My doctor and I agree that this is the healthiest I've been in years. All my numbers are just right. Someone recently told me they didn't even recognize me. I'm so different now. I wanted to say I'm the same person I was before, there's just less of me. But that's not true. I'm stronger. I'm better. This is who I always wanted to be, but I didn't know I could be. No more dieting. I'm blessed with a whole new lifestyle that works for me. I feel 20 years younger. Thank you, Ruth, for teaching me how to invest in myself. I love that so much. I have chills running up and down my spine. Isn't not Debbie amazing? I love how she kept her sense of humor and fully embraced her journey. And I have no doubt she is going to hit that 100-pound milestone very soon because her head is in the right place. Way to go, Debbie. We are so very proud of you. Oh my goodness. So that is it, you guys. Our 5 incredible essay winners who blew us away with their results and with their stories. And all 5 are going to be joining us in Miami, Florida in just a few weeks for a super fun makeover and photo shoot, which we will be sure to share on our website and social media. But I already know it's going to be an absolute blast. We honestly can't wait to celebrate their success in person. And if you are in our Thinlicious Facebook group, I hope you will join me in congratulating each one of our winners. The 2 Tammys, Anita, Kathy, and Debbie. All right, you guys, that is all I've got for you today. But I do want to say, just real quick, that if you are brand new to this podcast and you're just starting to explore how switching to a low-carb lifestyle can improve your life, then I would love to send you our free starter guide. It's super helpful just about understanding a little bit of the science behind our program, how it works and why it works, and why so much of what we've been told about what's healthy and what's not is actually counterproductive. It's very eye-opening. It's my free gift to you just for being a listener of this podcast. You can grab it at thinlicious.com/guide. Once again, that's available at thinlicious.com/guide. And then we will be back on Thursday to hear Anita's story in more detail in her own words. But in the meantime, if this episode inspired you, I would love it if you could share it with your friends and family. Share it in a text, share it on social media, share it via email. Let's get the word out and start changing more lives. That's all for now. I'll see you guys soon.